So this is Dr. Dsvsmrk Chekravarty. I am working as a associate professor here in this college since 2015 onwards. So in the last class, I am going to discuss about what is the air and noise pollution control introduction. What is the terminology we are going to use to understand the subject of air and noise pollution control. So, as far as the today class is to be concerned, in this class, I am going to discuss about what is the air pollution chemistry. So, what is the air pollution chemistry means? So, what is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution. So, air pollution chemistry. So, in this, there are so many things is to be covered. Whatever the things has to be covered in this unit are what is the air pollution chemistry, what is the meteorological aspects of the air pollution, what is the dispersion, what is the temperature lapse rate and stability, what is the wind velocity and the wind turbulence, what is the plume behavior, what is the dispersion of the air pollutants, what is the Gaussian plume model, what is the stack height and dispersion. So these are the things we have to be covered in this class of the air pollution chemistry. The chemistry means whatever the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution. I told already in the earlier classes, air pollution is to be seriously damage to the human life as well as the plants as well as the trees also. So as well as the human life, it has to be damage in the major contribution itself. So because of the air pollution, we may face the heart stroke problems or lung infection and other things also. So whatever the problems we have to be face because of the air pollution, I had already discussed in the previous unit. So in this unit, I have to cover what is the air pollution, what is the meteorological aspects of the air pollution, what is the dispersion, we are going to see that. So what is the learning outcome of this subject? At the end of the course, the student should be able to understand what is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution, what is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution, what is the meteorological aspects of the air pollution, explain the parameters of the chemistry and meteorological aspects of the air pollution. So if these things are to be understood, it will be okay. Next, what is the air pollution chemistry? So air pollution chemistry is nothing but it is the study of the substances that pollute the air. Whatever the substances that pollute the air is the study of the chemistry. So in the intermediate level also we have to study physics and chemistry also, the physical reactions, chemical reactions. So in this chemical reactions means the study of the substances that pollute the air and the reactions that occurs when these substances come into contact with each other. So please keep in your mind, please understand in the proper way, the air pollution chemistry is nothing but whatever it is the study of the substances, whatever the substances that pollute the air and the reactions is to be occurred. These substances come into contact with each other. Suppose some X is one pollutant, Y is another pollutant. So these pollutants are cause the damage to the air. So that's why air will be polluted. So whatever the chemical reactions between the X and Y and X plus Y with air, this is the air pollution chemistry. I hope that you understood what is the concept of the air pollution chemistry. So air pollution chemistry is nothing but it is the chemical reactions between the pollutants and the air. So the pollutants are present in the air, automatically it will causes the damage to the human life as well as the animals also as well as the plants also. These three are equally important. I don't say that air pollution chemistry or air pollution is only for human life. So it is equally important to the human life as well as the plants and trees also. And one more thing is that air pollution affects all the things. It is harmful to our health and impact the environment by reducing visibility and blocking sunlight also. So the sunlight we have to be from 7 o'clock to the up to the 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So some the blackness will be occurs automatically. We have to face the problems by reducing visibility and black light. So vision will be reduces. Vision of the human beings will be reduced because of the air pollution. That air pollution will blocks, causing acid rains also and harming forest also, wildlife and agriculture also. So these are all the things. Air pollution is not a common thing. It is a global issue. It is not a local issue, or it is not a particular country issue. It is a global issue. So the air pollution is a global issue. So throughout the world, throughout the every human being will know that how the air will be polluted. If the air will be polluted, what are the possible things we have to occur, as well as the human beings, as well as the plants, as well as the trees. Okay. Next, this is the schematic diagram of the air pollution chemistry. So in this you see that NO1 PM, particulate matter. I told already in the first unit, particulate matter, CO2, carbon dioxide, CH4, methane, SO2, sulfur dioxide, O3, ozone. O2 is the oxygen, O3 is the ozone. So ozone levels will be the damages. Okay. Next, what is the important aspects of air pollution meteorology? So atmospheric turbulence, scale of the atmospheric turbulence as well as the motion also, the plume behavior, planetary bound layer, this is simply called as PBL, and effect on the dispersion, what are the applications. So what is the meteorological factors? Meteorological factors are nothing but it will important effect on the amount of pollution in the atmosphere. So meteorological factors. So the rain is the meteorological factor, sun light is the meteorological factor, humidity. So every day we are seeing in the atmospheric conditions, what is the today rainfall, expected rainfall. Suppose if the rainfall will be occurs, how much amount, how many millimeters of the rainfall we are going to occur. So what is the temperature, minimum temperature how much, maximum temperature how much. So humidity is how much. These are all the things, meteorological aspects. So meteorological factors is nothing but important effect on the amount of pollution in the atmosphere. The temperature and solar radiation affect the quantities of the pollutants. Temperature and solar radiation. So whatever the radiation is to be occurs from the solar is the solar radiation emitted by their influence on the amount of the space of the heating required. So this emission will be depend upon the whatever the space of the heating will be required. It is primarily driven by wind speed as well as the direction also. So air pollution. So the pollutants are there. The pollutants intensity will be depend upon the wind speed and the direction also. Whether it is X direction or Y direction or the Z direction. Whether it is the latitudes or departures and the speed also. How much speed? Whether it is the 3 meters per second or 30 meters per second, 100 meters per second. Suppose if the 3 meters per second, the air pollution will be very less. So if it is 300 meters per second, the speed will be more. The speed will be more, automatically the air particles or air pollutant particles will move from one place to the another place in the quicker time. So that is the problem. So that's why the primarily depends upon the wind speed and direction, but can be influenced by topography as well. You have the doubt how this will be reduced. This will be reduced because of the topography as well. So we have to reduce or we have to balance the topographical conditions. So what in India or what we have today facing the problem is heavy rainfall or less rainfall. Rainfall is not uniform. In a similar way, temperature variations is also. Temperature variations also, minimum is 10 degrees centigrade, maximum is 50 degrees centigrade. It is the not a uniform way. It is not a uniform way. It is a non-uniform way. In the similar way, the amount of rainfall also. So suddenly the rainfall will be maximum up to the certain extent. So it should not be uniform. Suppose if you are maintaining the topographical conditions in uniform way, we have to reduce the wind speed as well as the wind direction also. Where air pollution will be ends up, B, it is locally generated by plume of the ozone or smoke from the larger parameters. Next, dispersion models are there. Online dispersion models also there. Offline dispersion models are there. So nowadays, presently, we are having the tremendous knowledge over the online itself. So previously, everyone will be depend upon the offline itself. Now you are not supposed to depend upon the offline, online. So what is the online air dispersion model? Air dispersion model is means how the air will be dispersed, how the air pollutants will be dispersed into the air. Suppose the air pollutants will be dispersed into the air, automatically we have to face some problems. So the lung infection or cough, or sometimes the cancer is also affected. Sometimes we have to heart problems also, heart problems and lung infection, and improper the blood circulation among the body is also caused by this one itself. So I told already in the earlier classes also, PM 2.5, particulate matter 2.5, because of that particulate matter 2.5, the 1 to 2 years old babies, born babies is also affected. So that is the effect of the air pollution. It is a global issue. It is not a local issue, or it is not a particular country issue. It is a global issue. So what are the parameters we are going to consider in the online air dispersion model is that, first step is that determine the atmospheric stability class. First of all, we have to see that what is the atmospheric stability class. It is the first class or second class or third class. So stability is the very important. Suppose we are residing in a structure, we have to see that what is the stability of the structure. If the structure is to be withstand, if any unnecessary actions will be occurs. Suppose heavy rains also, heavy floods also, if the building will be safe or not, that is the stability of the building. In a similar way, atmospheric stability means, suppose if the air pollutants is also present or cause any damage to the atmosphere will be stable or not. Suppose if the atmosphere is not stable, means we are getting heavy rains and heavy floods also. Because of the heavy floods, lot of people are suffered. Sometimes lot of people also lost their lives, property is also lost, animals and trees and everything lost. The loss will be generated in the more and more because of the improper stability of the atmosphere. Next, whatever the step number 2, calculate the wind speed at the stack height. So we have to calculate the wind speed. Step number 3, calculate the plume rise. So how much rise it will be occurs. So if the rise will be uniform or non-uniform, that is also very important. So these 3 steps will be required for the online air dispersion model itself. First one is the atmospheric stability. And what is the atmospheric stability? Whether the atmosphere is stable or not. The second one is calculate the wind speed at the stack height. Next, calculate the plume rise. So these things will be sufficient for online air dispersion model. And next, lapse rate. What is the lapse rate? It is the rate at which the temperature changes with the height in the atmosphere. I told already, if the height will be more, the temperature lapse rate will be changes. So suppose if you are residing in our house, suppose you are G plus 4 floors. So over the 4th floor water tank was there. So whenever we are releasing water, first floor, ground floor people are getting more water compared to the first floor, second floor, third floor. What is the reason? But so the pressure will be more if the height will be more. If the pressure will be less if the height will be less. So your tank is at above the 4th floor level, 40 feet level. So 0 level means 40 feet height. See, if the height will be more, you are getting the more water. In the similar way, the lapse rate is also, if the temperature changes with the height in the atmosphere, lapse rate will be changes. The lapse rate nomenclature is inversely related to the change itself, not directly proportional to, indirectly proportional to the nomenclature itself. If the lapse rate is positive, the temperature is decreases with the height. Suppose lapse rate positive, what it means, the temperature is to be decreases with the height. If the height will be more, the temperature will be less. If the height will be less, the temperature will be more. Conversely, if negative, the temperature is increases with height. So if the temperature is increases with height, that is the negative. If the temperature is increases with negative, that is the positive. Okay. So this is the case we have to see. You have to see this the diagram. So in the x-axis, I am taking temperature in the either degrees or the Celsius. Y-axis, I am taking altitude in the kilometers. So I told already these. There are 4 topographical conditions we are going to face, that already discussed in the unit number 1. One is the troposphere, the second one is stratosphere, third one is mesosphere, fourth is thermosphere. So troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere and thermosphere. So in this graph, I have to discuss about what is the temperature versus altitude in the kilometers. Okay. Next one, the temperature lapse rate is normally calculated by getting the difference in temperature and dividing this temperature difference by the difference in altitude. So, the temperature lapse rate is nothing but it is the ratio of the difference of the temperature to the difference of the height. Okay, altitude expressed as degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit per foot or kilometers. Okay. Next, atmospheric stability. What is the atmospheric stability? Plays a most important role in the transport and dispersion of the air pollutants. So, if the air pollutants are travel rapidly, automatically we are facing severe problems. So, if the air pollution is to be, suppose I told the example of Corona. In the 2019, we have suffered with Corona. Corona will be spread in the faster rate. Day to day, the Corona affected people will be more. The death, the percentage is also more day to day. Why? Because the Corona will be spread in the greater way or a positive way or increasing way, not a decreasing order. So that's why the Corona will be spread in the positive way or increased order. Automatically, lot of people are sufferers. A lot of people also lost their lives also. In the similar way, the atmospheric stability, whatever the atmospheric stability plays a important role in the transportation as well as the dispersion of the air pollutants. Dispersion means that will be immersed in the water and it will be vanish off. That is called as the dispersion. Transportation means move from one place to the another place. Okay. It can be defined as atmospheric tendency or to reduce or intensify the vertical motion or alternatively to suppress enhance existing turbulence. So, it is to be defined either in the atmospheric tendency or the suppress enhance existing turbulence also. Next, if you see the figure air stability or the this stability, we have to see that the day and night. So, here we can see that day it will be grow, night it will not be grow. Okay. So, because of the movement, the air particles will be moves very fast in the day itself, very less in the night itself. So, this will be clearly indicated in this logical diagram. Next, what is the atmospheric conditions and the air pollution and effects of atmospheric stability? Inversions can trap pollutants near the Earth surface. Suppose in the first diagram you see that I have to take 25 degrees centigrade and 35 degrees centigrade. So, height above the surface I am taking above the ground level. So, 500 meters, 1000 meters I am taking the two parameters. The 500 meters we have to see like this. So, above the 1000 meters it will be like this. Okay, the curve will be like from 25 to in between 25 to 35 and it will reach more than 1000 meters. Next, pollutants tends to pile up in calm conditions when the wind speeds are not more than about 10 km per hour and when the wind speeds are not more than about 10 km per hour, calm conditions, speed of 15 kilometers or more favor dispersal of the pollutants which literally clear the air itself. So, within the 10 kilometers, it will not travel in the faster way. And so, if the wind speed is to be more than 15 kilometers per hour, automatically the air pollutants are travels from one place to the another place very easily. Next, the turbulency. What is the turbulency? It will means atomic bound layer transfers atmospheric bound layer transfers momentum, heat, moisture, momentum. What is the momentum? Mass into velocity. That is called as the momentum. We had already studied in the intermediate level and heat also, moisture also, carbon dioxide also and other trace constants between the earth surface and the atmosphere. So, turbulence in the atmospheric bound layer transfers either the momentum or the heat or the moisture or the carbon dioxide or other trace constants between the earth surface as well as the atmosphere. So, turbulence will be occurs. What are the two parameters? One is the earth surface, another one is atmosphere. Earth surface is different, atmosphere is different, and it also impacts on air pollution and erosion of soil also. Suppose if the air pollution will be occurs, automatically what happens? Erosion of the soil is also affects. Suppose if the soil will be affected, whatever the things we are getting, either the tomatoes or any other vegetables or any other vegetables or food vegetables, it will be affected. So the soil will be affected. Whatever the products obtained from the soil will be affected automatically. Our health will be affected. In a similar way, water is also affected automatically. Our health will be affected. Why? Because the soil will be affected automatically. Whatever the water we are getting from the ground, that is also affected. The soil will be affected, water will be affected automatically, health will be affected. So that's why that is the turbulence. It is also impacts on air pollution and erosion of the soil itself. It also impacts on the air pollution. Air pollution is nothing but pollution of the air, and it is the nature. It is the artificial cause. So we are getting the free air. So if you are not getting the free air, automatically we didn't get the fresh life. We didn't get the life in the proper way also, and the erosion of the soil also. Most of the atmosphere above the atmospheric bound layer is not turbulent, and although turbulency can occur throughout the atmosphere. So what is the meaning of this sentence is that most of the atmosphere above the atmospheric bound layer is not turbulent. Turbulent means whether the momentum or the heat or the moisture or the carbon dioxide CO2 and other trace constant, these are all combinedly occurs is grouped in turbulence itself. Okay. So turbulence can occurs throughout the atmosphere also. So this is the schematic diagram of the turbulence. Okay. Next, references. So whatever the conclusion of the today class is that, so in the air pollution chemistry is nothing but what is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution. What is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution. Okay. So there are so many ways we have to see that. We go for again from the starting to the last itself. I will conclude that. So at the end of the course, what is the chemistry is to be involved in the air pollution? What are the meteorological aspects of the air pollution? What are the parameters of the chemistry? I told already, each and every unit or each and every subject, some terminology is to be required. What is the terminology? Terms are associated with a easily understood subject. Suppose some mathematics. Algebra was there. Algebra is different. Trigonometry is different. Calculus is different. In a similar way, air pollution, noise pollution also. Air pollution. What is air pollution? If the air will be polluted by the pollutants, that is called as the air pollution. If the noise will be polluted by the pollutants of the noise, that is called as the noise pollution. So air pollution terminology is different, noise pollution terminology is different. Terminology is nothing but terms are associated with easily understood the subject. Without the terminology, my dear student, it is very difficult to understand the subject. So if you refer NPTEL videos also, they are telling some technical terms. So without the technical terms, without terminology, it is very difficult to understand the subject. So my dear students, please keep in your mind that, so at least for understanding the particular topic, so topic number 2 is air pollution chemistry. So some terminology is there. So without understanding the terminology of the basics, how can you learn the subject? Okay. So a chemistry and meteorological aspects of the air pollution, explain the parameters of the chemistry. What are the parameters of the chemistry and the meteorological aspects? Okay. So in this class, we are going to learn about what is the air pollution chemistry, what is the importance of the air pollution chemistry. So what is the meteorological factors are to be occurs, what are the importance of the meteorological factors, how the meteorological factors influence the air pollution chemistry, what is the atmospheric bound layer, these are all the things we have to be discussed, and meteorology also. So what is the plume behavior, what is the planetary boundary layer, what is the effects on the dispersion, what are the applications. Dispersion means the air pollutants are to be dispersed in some liquid. Okay, so every year for the air pollution they are conducting a conference, and this conference throughout the world. I think that in the last year they have to be conducted a conference in the November itself. So what is the bad thing is that the carbon dioxide levels will be reduced throughout the world itself. So whatever the geological conditions or the atmospheric conditions or meteorological conditions will be different in India, different in Andhra Pradesh, different in Telangana, different in Karnataka also. So whatever the wind speed and wind direction is also. So suppose in the Hyderabad wind direction will be different, wind speed will be different. Wind direction towards X direction in one place, wind direction towards Y direction is one place. So wind speed is also not constant, and at a particular place also it will be vary. Suppose Gandimaisama, it will be some wind speed is some value, and Jidimetla some other value, Balanagar some other value. Why? Because of the topographical conditions are to be involved in that. So based on that, the values will be changes. Next, dispersion means whatever the air pollutants are to be dispersed. How to disperse? So that is the main our contribution, and meteorological factors also. Okay, meteorological factors means what is the solar radiation effects, and wind speed and direction also we have to be studied. So what is the importance of the wind speed, what is the importance of the wind direction, what is the dispersion models. So dispersion models means how to the air pollution will be air pollutants will be dispersed. That is our main target. So the pollutants, so these are all so I am sorry to say that because of starting of the industries, so most of the fuel gases are to be released into the atmosphere, because of that air will be polluted. So we are spoiling our natural air or fresh air. And so I told already one more thing in the second unit is also every human being will requires about air, food and water. And so without food we can survive up to certain time, without water also we can survive up to certain hours, but without air we didn't survive within the minutes also. So one more thing I am say that 16 kilogram of air will be required for average human being, 16 kg. But food we don't take 16 kg every day. Water is also 16 liters. So a normal human being will require about 1 kg is also hardly more than enough as far as the food requirement is to be concerned. 1 liter or 2 liters or 3 liters is maximum for a digestion of our system or nervous system or blood circulatory system, 1 or 2 or 3 liters. But 16 kg of air will be required. That is the greatness, or that is the importance of the air. So that's why compared to the food, compared to the water, every human being they will take care about the air itself. But most of the people they don't bother about the air. So some of the vehicles released the gases, some of the factories they released the gases, noise pollution is also there. So because of that, it will be reduce our health day to day, not in a particular day or a particular night itself. That's why every human being responsibility is that they will take care about reduce the air pollution as well as the noise pollution. And air pollution is air is the natural air. We are polluted. Noise is created by ours. That is the artificial. But air is a natural one. So we are spoiling our fresh air or the natural air. Okay. So the air dispersion models also I am setting three steps. One is the atmospheric stability class, and the second one is the calculate the wind speed at the stack height. Third one is the plume rise. And the lapse rate also we have to be discussed. Lapse rate is nothing but how the temperature will changes with the height. So there will be a relation between the temperature as well as the height. And okay. And when it is positive, when it is negative, we are going to discuss. And this diagram also we are going to discuss. And the temperature lapse rate also we are going to discuss. And atmospheric stability is also okay. Next, air stability model also discuss pollutant. So more than up to 10 kilometers there is no problem. More than 15 kilometers it will taking into consideration. Turbulence in the atmospheric bound layer is also discussed. So turbulence is nothing but it will the combination of the momentum as well as the heat as well as the moisture as well as the carbon dioxide and other trace constants between the earth surface. So these are the references www.slideshare.net/. So air pollution chemistry, you have to go there, you have to NPTEL videos is also there. Thank you very much, my dear students.